Welcome back to the deep dive. Look, if your inbox looks anything like mine, it's just constantly full of articles, newsletters, webinars, all promising the next big thing in marketing.
Oh, yeah. It's relentless.
Right. The speed of change, especially with AI driving it, can feel pretty overwhelming. We've got this huge stack of sources for this deep dive, all mapping out the AI revolution in social media marketing, basically between now and 2030.
It's a dense landscape for sure.
So our mission today, let's try and distill some of that chaos. We want to cut through the noise, pull out maybe the five biggest, most unavoidable shifts you really need to get your head around right now.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so let's unpack this. AI marketing. It's fundamentally changing social media, isn't it? Moving away from just like broad segments.
Exactly. Towards hyper-personalized, really one-to-one experiences.
That's the core idea.
And look, for everyone listening, the really crucial point here is that this isn't just about grabbing a few new tools,
Right, it's bigger.
It's a full-on digital transformation. We have to stop thinking of AI as just like a productivity hack. It's the engine. It's being designed to automate campaigns completely, end to end.
Hmm.
The goal here is really to move past that feeling of being overwhelmed and just make sure you're strategically clued in about where things are headed, where your role is headed.
Okay, let's jump right into that first big shift then. The one you can sort of measure almost immediately, the change in the audience experience itself. The
Yeah.
sources are pretty clear. The first massive shift is hyper-personalization at scale.
Okay.
Now, when we say at scale, what does that actually look like in someone's feed?
Well, it means AI algorithms are driving real-time content adaptation. It's not just about lumping people into groups of 500 or 1,000 anymore.
Uh-huh.
It's about tailoring the feed, the recommendations, even specific offers,
Mm-hmm.
down to individual user behaviors and preferences, like the second they happen.
Wow, instantaneous.
Pretty much. And the sources suggest that by 2026, true one-to-one marketing won't just be nice to have, it'll be the absolute baseline expectation.
The baseline.
Yeah, and that expectation has a very real, measurable ROI attached,
Yeah.
which kind of makes this whole shift unavoidable.
Okay, what's the number?
This personalization drive is projected to lead to 35% higher purchase frequency.
35%.
Yep, and cultivate much, much deeper customer loyalty. That's the real payoff of this future marketing approach.
Okay, but hold on a second. 35% higher frequency. I mean, that's a huge incentive. Makes the case for investing crystal clear.
Right.
But doesn't getting to that level of hyper-personalization, that one-to-one thing, doesn't it need like a crazy amount of data infrastructure up front?
Yeah.
Is there a hidden cost or complexity people should brace for?
That is the critical question, absolutely. Yes, the infrastructure cost is significant, no doubt. But honestly, the real challenge is data quality and integration.
Ah, okay. Not just having the pipes, but what flows through them.
Yes, exactly. Personalization at this level needs continuous, real-time data feeds, not just batch uploads once a day or week.
Right.
It means you have to unify data that used to live in silos, social behavior, purchase history, website clicks, all of it. If your data isn't clean, integrated, and like instantly accessible, those personalization efforts, they'll just fall flat. You won't see that 35% uplift.
So the investment shifts.
It really does. It shifts the focus from the flashy front-end tools to the fundamental back-end data architecture.
That's a crucial distinction. Okay, data architecture is the engine, not just the paint job. We've established how personalization drives loyalty. But none of that experience even happens without the next base shift, which is how we actually make the stuff that gets personalized. Which brings us to generative AI.
The content machine.
Totally. The old way, the traditional content factory.
Yeah.
You know, where one marketer is agonizing over every single headline. That's basically being replaced.
It has to be at this scale.
Right. These generative AI tools are unlocking creative capacity at a speed that it changes the entire workload for a marketing team. We're talking generating endless versions of dynamic video snippets, super efficient on-brand copy, custom-branded images.
And the sources are actually naming names here.
Yeah.
The tools driving this are things like ChatGPT, Midjourney, Jasper AI. You hear these all the time now.
Yeah, they're becoming household names in marketing.
But the real shocker, I think, is the sheer volume increase these tools enable. The research suggests marketers using these generative tools effectively can now produce, get this, 72 or more posts per week?
72 posts a week. Just think about that for a second.
It's wild.
That's basically a post every couple of working hours while keeping it on brand across different platforms. That completely changes the stress profile for a content manager, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The challenge stops being, can I physically write all this?
I need to come.
It becomes, can I brief the AI accurately enough? Can I give it the right instructions?
Yeah. Which leads directly to the next skill.
Precisely. If the AI is doing the heavy lifting on execution, the human marketer's job morphs entirely into prompt engineering. We hear this term thrown around a lot.
Yeah, what does it really mean in practice?
Well, it's more than just typing a question into a box. Prompt engineering is really the strategic art of crafting super precise, optimized instructions, the input to get the best possible quality and efficiency out of the AI's output.
Okay.
The mastery is in understanding the AI's limits, its capabilities, knowing exactly what guardrails, what tone, what formatting constraints you need to give it.
So you're not the writer anymore.
You become more of a conceptual strategist.
NA.
Editor. You're the master orchestrator, defining the precise request so the machine delivers the perfect piece of content.
Okay, that idea, moving from creator to orchestrator, that really sets the stage for the next big strategic leap, doesn't it?
It does.
Because if AI is handling the creation and the personalization, what happens when it starts handling the whole campaign? And this is where I think it gets really interesting structurally, the shift towards autonomous campaign management.
Yeah, this is the next frontier.
The sources are showing these next-gen AI agents moving way beyond just optimizing bits and pieces. They're starting to handle end-to-end campaign management.
What does that include?
We're talking AI figuring out the strategy, dynamically allocating budgets across channels, doing real-time ad optimization, complex AD testing, all of it autonomously.
Wow. So what's left for the human?
It becomes AI orchestration. You're focused purely on the creative oversight, setting the strategic goals, the ethical boundaries, not manually tweaking budgets or staring at platform dashboards all day.
That frees up a lot of mental energy. And this autonomy, this capacity, it connects directly to how the social landscape itself is changing.
How so?
We are right in the middle of a social search revolution. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, they're not just for scrolling anymore.
Right, people are searching on them.
They're rapidly becoming primary search engines, especially for younger demographics, looking for product recommendations, reviews, specific how-to stuff.
Okay, so if the platforms are turning into search engines, how does that change how we optimize content? What is social SEO? Is it just like regular SEO?
No, it's a totally different beast. Traditional SEO. That leans on static, often long-form content, backlinks.
Right.
Social SEO. You have to optimize for trending hashtags, short-form videos king, and crucially, conversational queries. The actual language people use when they search verbally or type casually into the feed's search bar.
Okay, so much more informal, much faster.
Exactly. Content needs to be visual, easily digestible, and tied into a really dynamic trend cycle. If you don't adapt your content for social search, you basically become invisible.
And that invisibility directly impacts the bottom line, presumably.
Look, massively. And it feeds right into commerce. This whole shift is driving projections that social commerce is going to hit a staggering $2.9 trillion by 2025.
2.9 trillion.
Trillion. Which makes the ability to have seamless in-feed checkout, letting the customer buy instantly without leaving the app, absolutely critical. It's not a feature anymore, it's a requirement.
Because any friction.
Any friction, you lose the sale. Someone else offers that instant conversion, and they get the business.
Wow. That $2.9 trillion figure?
Yep.
That really puts the urgency into perspective. And like we talked about earlier, none of this works. Not the personalization, not the autonomous campaigns, not the social commerce without nailing the data aspect.
Absolutely not. It all comes back to data. The foundational layer for all these shifts is data-driven decision-making.
Which means going beyond just looking at past reports.
Way beyond. It means embracing sophisticated tools that power predictive analytics.
Yeah.
We need to be able to anticipate customer behavior, not just react after the fact.
Okay.
This is non-negotiable now. It means prioritizing tools that give you real-time cohort reporting, map out the full customer journey, and, crucially, offer automated sentiment analysis.
Sentiment analysis. Understanding the why.
It's exactly. AI-powered sentiment analysis can process huge volumes of conversational beta comments, DMs, reviews, and turn it into actionable insights.
Yeah.
It tells you why a campaign is working or not working. Data mastery truly dictates strategic success in this AI future we're entering.
Okay, wow. We've covered a huge amount of ground there, redefining everything from content creation right through to conversion. So
Yep.
Let's bring it back to the person listening. What does this all mean for you today? What are the actionable steps?
Right. Let's get practical.
The sources outline a few key things. The first, most immediate step, develop AI fluency. And this isn't just reading blog posts, right?
No, not at all. It means actively getting your hands dirty, playing with prompt engineering, piloting these new tools.
And the sources give a pretty good list to start exploring. The big language models like ChatGPT and Claude for core content, specialized creative tools like Copy.ai, and then the bigger integrated platforms like Sprinkler or Hootsuite's Owly Writer.
And notice those last two examples. Sprinkler shows that move towards these big comprehensive platforms that do monitoring, listening, execution all in one.
Right.
And Hootsuite's Owly Writer shows how even the familiar tools, like schedulers, are rapidly embedding these generative AI features.
So you can't escape it.
Pretty much. The message is clear. Start automating the repetitive stuff. Now, content scheduling, basic reporting, to free up your time for more strategic thinking.
Makes sense. Free up the human brain for higher level tasks.
Exactly. And while the tools bring the efficiency, it's the core human skills that will determine who leads in this new era. Marketers have to move decisively beyond just vanity metrics, the likes and shares, and get obsessive about conversion attribution and ROI, real business impact. That means mastering social media analytics properly.
Because if you can't prove the value.
If you can't prove the value in dollars and cents, your budget's going to shrink. Simple as that.
Okay, we've talked so much about AI, efficiency, automation, scale, but isn't there a risk here? Doesn't all this hyper-efficiency threaten the authenticity, the trust that we actually need to build with people? How do we stop sounding like robots?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the core tension point.
Yeah.
AI efficiency must be deliberately blended with human storytelling. That's the key. Your job, increasingly, is to provide the emotional core, the creative strategy, the unique brand voice that the AI can then execute on.
So AI does the what, humans define the why and how.
Kind of. The audience is smart. They can spot purely robotic, soulless content a mile off. So maintaining that human storytelling, that genuine emotional connection, has to be the anchor for your whole strategy.
Got an anchor in humanity. I like that.
And finally, because everything we've discussed hinges on personalization and data, we absolutely have to embed ethical AI marketing practices from the ground up.
This isn't just box-ticking compliance.
No, absolutely not. It's fundamental to trust. Marketers must implement transparent, privacy-first data governance. And crucially, they need to prioritize leveraging zero-party data.
Zero-party data. Remind us what that is.
That's the information customers willingly and proactively share with you. Think quizzes, preference centers, surveys.
Okay. Data they give you on purpose.
Exactly. It's superior because, one, it builds trust inherently, and two, it provides the most explicit, accurate signals for personalization. Plus, it helps navigate the fact that third-party cookies and tracking are rapidly disappearing.
So transparency builds trust, trust fuels better personalization.
That's the loop. Ethical practice becomes a competitive advantage.
Right. Wow. Okay, this deep dive has really mapped out some incredible changes. From that one-to-one personalization driving, 35% higher purchase frequency?
Yeah.
To potentially cranking out 72 posts a week with generative tools. Preparing for that massive $2.9 trillion social commerce wave.
Huge numbers.
It feels like the new job description for a modern marketer is really becoming clear. AI orchestrator, conceptual strategist, and ethical data steward.
I think that sums it up perfectly. The sources really provide a framework here for not just, surviving this massive transformation, but actually thriving in it, dominating it.
Yeah.
And maybe this raises an important question for you listening to really chew on.
Yeah.
If AI is handling more and more of the efficiency, the scheduling, the bulk content creation, where do you focus your unique, your irreplaceable human creative energy?
That's the big question.
It is. And maybe you remember this guiding philosophy that kind of distills down from all the source material. Embrace AI marketing today to amplify human creativity tomorrow.
Like that.
So start exploring those concepts, whether it's digging deeper into #digital transformation or actually testing out some of those #future marketing tools we mentioned. Define what this all means for your own learning journey.